it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com, and I am going to show you a fun, I'm just going to play today. So this is my Whatcha Makin Wednesdays, and I want to make sure I'm going live. My thing is like smoking, so there might be like, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Oh, all right, so hang on, I'm gonna refresh. Okay, all right, good. Oh my gosh. So welcome. This is this week's Whatcha Makin Wednesdays, and I'm gonna have some fun. We're gonna think outside of the box. We're gonna think outside of the DSP. I'm going to have some fun today. Make you think about maybe doing some home decor or things like that. So I'm going to be using the Expressions of Ink, and I know that's wrong. Why didn't I have the name? Oh my gosh. I was so excited to show you. Now I'm looking in my catalog. That's what it's called, Expressions of Ink. I second guessed myself. All right, so I'm gonna use that. I also picked up some canvases, and we're also going to use some other things. So I'm going to turn my phone around. If you are new to my channel, I want to thank you, and please let me know where you're from. Subscribe. I love when you subscribe. I love when you tell me where you're coming from, because it's such a small world, right? I mean, you'll meet somebody and they'll go, "Oh my gosh, I grew up there," or or whatever. So it's definitely a small world. All right, so I'm gonna turn the phone around and we're gonna get started. All right, so hold on a second. I had to turn my location off on my phone because it keeps coming up when I do my lives. I'm like, I have two things going on here. Hang on. I have like Facebook. I want to make sure that that's going on. Oh my gosh. It keeps coming up with Wallingford, and I think I mentioned that one other day, Wallingford Lumber or something like that. And I don't know what that is, so I turn my location off. But I think when my phone comes on and goes off, like at night, I don't know if it resets itself or something, but I had to turn the location off again because it had turned itself on. All right, so we're going to have some fun with some DSP. So here's what I was showing you. So this is just a little canvas, and I think it's a 6x6. I do believe it is a 6x6. Let me get my thing here. Yeah, 6x6. All right, so I'm also going to be using some beeswax. So these are just 100% natural beeswax, and I picked those up at Joann's or Michael's, just a craft place. All right, and I think that's where I might have got the canvas, but you can get them on Amazon as well. And I'm also going to be using, so this is what I turned off, so I'm going to turn it back on. I'm also using this, which is a soldering iron, but it's got like the little shape of an iron. And we're going to use that as well. Now, just read all of the safety precautions and all that kind of stuff if you do this. This is just me horsing around. I did a Halloween haunted house a few years back, and we used these beeswax things. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Carol. Jeannie. We used the beeswax, and that's what this is, to put the paper, to adhere the paper onto this little haunted house. So in my mind, ever since then, I've been like, well, what else could you use the beeswax for? So I've had it like for, I can't tell you how long, and I was just waiting for the perfect DSP to play with, and Expressions in Ink came along. So what I did was I trimmed this down. So this is actually 5.5 by 5.5, and I trimmed the 12 by 12 piece of paper down, and I trimmed around the side that had not so much of the image, because I want to put 4 of them together. So I want them to complete themselves by keeping this beautiful design together on the 4 frames. So, so if you leave it 6 by 6, because that's what the canvas is, it's too big for the canvas. So then I just kept trimming till it got to be the right size, and I found the 5.5 by 5.5 was the best. So, so you just, you know, play with it. But now if your paper doesn't have, you know, like you're not trying to put a design, you know, whatever, you wouldn't have to be so careful. But I wanted to keep that design, you know, so I can put them together. So that's why I just trimmed the edges, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm just going to move it aside. I'm just going to take a little bit of my adhesive just so that I can tack it to the canvas just loosely. You know, I don't want it slip sliding around. I just want it to, you know, just to kind of hold it in place. Because what's actually going to adhere it to the canvas is the beeswax. All right, so then I have this handy dandy little iron doohickey, and just read the directions because, you know, it's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. And then I have it sitting on our silicone thing, and that's really hot too, so don't touch that. All right, so we're just going to start. I'm going to do this before I burn the house down because, you know, you want to get doing it. So you're going to just lay your little beeswaxy things, and it's smoking because I used it before, so there's beeswax on here. You know, that's smoking. It's smoking. All right, so we're just going to, so this just melts the beeswax, and you're just basically making the beeswax glue the paper down. And then, hi Pam, hi Mary. Okay, so I might not look up as much today so I don't burn the house down. Okay, so I wasn't even thinking when I picked this DSP, so see I need to add some more here so it holds that down, about the back side of the DSP coming towards the front. And oh my gosh, it looks so cool, because I will do, we'll see if I finish this whole one or not for the video. And I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool with the color coming through. So I'm just basically, I'm not pushing hard. I'm just basically, I want to melt the beeswax, and I'm putting it on. So see how I need to get that corner right there, because I want it to glue itself. All right, and then we can come back and heat it up, you know, as we go. All right, so you just kind of keep turning it and turning it. So just melt. Now I want to get some wood blocks. So Jeff's always cutting wood. So I want to try it on wood blocks as well. So this is a canvas. So it gives a little bit, right? Because it is a canvas. So that's why I'm not pushing hard. If you did like a wood block or something, of course the wood is going to be just flat, right? So I'm just using this and going all the way around. So I'm just keep adding. You don't want it to be super thick. And it just melts and seals. So it's just sealing the DSP onto the canvas. And as it drips down the side, I just kind of go like this around. It reminds me of like icing a cake or something. All right. And then you just kind of play with it. So we're just going to keep going around. Keep going around. And it's so cool. It's so gratifying, right? When that wax starts to melt. You're like, oh yeah. And there's like lots of different uses for this wax, but all right. So I'm just getting the edge, and I'm going to have to come back and hold that. All right. Don't show any fear. It's like when you use the adhesive, right? Don't show any fear with the beeswax, because you're in control, not the beeswax. All right, so we're just going to keep doing this. All right, so I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'll show you the finished one. And then I can unplug my little doohickey. So it's kind of like a heat gun, right? You don't want, oop, look what I did. You don't want to leave it plugged in. Even if it's turned off, just unplug it. Just like I don't leave my curling iron plugged in. When I'm done curling my hair in the morning, it is unplugged. All right, so I'm just kind of going around those edges. All right. Well, let's just finish it. I'm almost done. All right. And I can always go back those couple where I gotta do the edge. I want to show you the two together. And it just looks so cool. But yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't even thinking about the DSP design on the back coming through. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it gives you like a whole different kind of DSP look. Like it looks totally different. All right, it's almost done. And like I said, I'll fix that one corner. I don't want to go over it too much because I'm just loosening the wax. All right, so let that dry. What I'm going to do is, I have a little one there. So you just want to make sure you don't have any of the pods left. Like the little whatchamacallits. So I'm going to go and I'll finish that later. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this off and set it aside and try not to touch my hand to it. All right, so let's, actually, I'm going to unplug it totally and put it on the table because it's just going, you're going to touch me, you're going to touch me, because it is smoking. All right, so hang on. So see, it has this little thing that you set it on so you're not laying it down, but it doesn't take too long to cool down, but I'm just going to set it over here. All right, so it can cool. All right, you just cool there, buddy. Just stay cool. All right. I'll have to keep one eye on it and one eye on the thing. All right, so let me get that out of the way. Let this get out of the way. And I spilled some on the table, but hey, that's okay. All right, so here's the one I just did. So look how cool it is with that. You can see that DSP coming through the back. It looks so neat. And what it does is, so see, it has this waxy kind of, hey Jessie, you're here. It's like a waxy finish to it. So it almost makes it like you drew it or something. I don't know. Okay, so here's the one I just did. Here's the one I did earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the wall when I get them all the way done. Let me scoot up a little bit. Scoot. All right, so let me scoot. I have little wax things because I was such a dork. And I knocked them all over. All right, so here's two. I'm not going to be able to get all four on the thing. All right, and then here is the other two that I still have to do. So see, I'm going to put them on the wall like that. Now I might put a space between them, but see, that's what I meant when you cut. So when you cut the paper, you want to make sure that you keep this together. So if I had kept trimming 5.5 all the way around and I trimmed here, it wouldn't match up. So that's why if the paper has, something you want to stay in the center, you want to make sure that you trim it on the edge pieces. But look how cool it is. I mean, I love that coming through. So here it is before. So see, it's just got the white look to it. But isn't that gonna look cool on the wall? I still have to, do the rest of them and stuff. But I think it looks super, super neat. All right, so I want to stack these just so I don't lose their placement. So I was messing around. All right, so these are the ones I did, and the one I do have to do the edge a little bit. Deal. Now this paper, let me show you. Let me show you. All right, so this is the Hostess paper, and it has this on the back. So it did come through a little bit, but you know, not a big deal. Then I love checker, or not checker, what is this? Buffalo check. Let me scoot down a little bit. I love buffalo check. So this is super fun. And then I have a little, it's like a little clip. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put the clip here or if this is going to go here. So I haven't decided on that yet. So I made myself a little check mark in the wax. If I decide to go this way, I'll just heat it up and it'll go away. But so I'll just have Jeff tack that on there. And then what this will be good for is you can put cards on there, put recipe cards, photos, whatever you want. It could be for anything, but I just thought I love check. So anyway, so that's that one. And then I played around with Mod Podge. So it's the same little canvas, and then this time I used Mod Podge. Now I have not used Mod Podge, I'm probably not even saying it right, very often. I just always have it handy. But look how cool this one is. So this one looks super cool too. So this one, it says on the Mod Podge, hang on. Oh, it's just, boy, it's not even Mod Podge. It's just Mod Podge. See, I told you. So anyways, it says it takes a while to, 4 weeks to cure. I'm like, oh, okie dokie. So, you know, maybe that's how long that's going to take to cure. But I thought this one turned out so cool too. So that's just Mod Podge on there. But this looks like you painted it too because it has a texture to it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. It might hang in the guest room. So wouldn't it be cool to put, wear those little clips? So I just got these little clips. So wouldn't it be fun to put in the guest room, tack this on there, and then when a guest comes over, you could say, you know, like, welcome, or, you know, breakfast is at whatever time, you know, whatever, and then they could take that home with them, right? As a little, thank you for coming or whatever. But, so that's just a different way, you know, to, use your DSP. Think differently. So Whatcha Makin Wednesday was just having fun, right? With DSP. And I don't know, I think it was fun, right? And I don't know which I like the best. I think I like the beeswax, but oh, my hair is like all over crazy. But I like the Mod Podge one too. So I don't know. Now I think the Mod Podge one, I'm gonna see what happens after this sets a little bit. The Mod Podge one, and maybe because that's what they mean about it has to cure for a while, it did, it wanted to pucker the DSP a little bit more, where the wax doesn't do that. But maybe it will settle down. So then I'm like, well, that might be even more fun to put on wood, right? And then just paint the wood, like have Jeff cut like a 6x6 piece of wood and paint it white, you know, so it looks like the canvas, because then the DSP, it probably might not pucker, because maybe what's really puckering is the canvas underneath. So this is just me like guessing, but but I want you to think differently. You know, DSP is not just for cards. I also got, oh, I have this other thing. Hold on a minute. I'm like anal. I'm like picking up all this wax. Hold on. I also got this forever ago. And I was like, I want to cover this. But I haven't yet. So maybe the next time I'll cover this. I just want you to think differently. Have some fun. Summer's here. It's hot. Find yourself something to do. Maybe the kids are home. You got to keep them busy. I don't know. Just, you know, the DSP's on sale. Look at some of the ones that are on sale. I did a 5x7 with, I keep getting up. So this is the one I did first. And this is one that's on sale. This is Beauty. Good grief. Good grief. But anyways. So this one is cool too. With those trees. So I was just having so much fun. I was like, what can I glue together with the beeswax the next? And then I thought, oh, I have some Mod Podge stuff. Say that 5 times fast. So anyway, so that is all for me today. Hopefully you enjoyed that impromptu kind of, this has not, I didn't even stamp. Oh my gosh, I didn't stamp nothing. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today for Whatcha Makin Wednesdays. I will see you Friday for my dies shorts. And make sure you holler at me on the time stuff. So I am thinking of doing my videos all at the same time so there's less confusion. So I'm thinking either 2 p.m. Arizona time or 3 p.m. Arizona time. So I would love it if you would give me your opinion. You can email me, you can put it here, you know, wherever. You can put it in Facebook. I will, because I've heard from some of you are like, you know, you don't really care about the time. You'll find me in any which way. But anyways, all right. So I'm going to stop jibber jabbing, and I, again, will see you Friday for my dies shorts, and that will be at 2 o'clock Arizona time here. And have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.